Hello, hello. It's Monday, the 27th of July, and as I record this, it is 12:41 in the PM, which means I'm late for the second week in a row. And you can probably tell there's a reason. I'm not well. I'm better today than I was over the weekend, but I was not feeling great over the weekend, and time got away from me, so I just slept and did not record this episode as I normally would. So again, 2 weeks in a row, full of excuses, but they're true. It's really what happened, but less about that, more about what's coming up on Deprogrammed this week. So on Thursday, our Thursday episode, the main episode of the week, we are releasing our Psychedelic Furs episode. And I mean, what can I say? Psychedelic Furs are good, man. If you've never given them the time of day, you're definitely going to want to hear this conversation. And I think that you would like them. It's John, Gavin, and Adam. I can't recall like the actual sign-up order, but I mean, if you like those guys, then you will like this episode. Episode's being recorded this week. As it sits, we're recording an episode of Frank Turner tonight. Presuming I don't get worse in the time in between now and 9 p.m., then that will still be happening. I do feel better than I did. And John said he has a lot to say about Frank Turner, so the less I have to say, the better when I'm not feeling great like this. So we will see. But as it stands, we are recording Frank Turner tonight. And theoretically, we are recording our episode on the Struts on Wednesday. That is not inked. One of the panelists went out of town, and I believe tomorrow is the first day that he could do it. But I'm trying to do it on Wednesday because my wife has to work. You know, trying to set some boundaries here. Trying to keep it on days that I'm truly available. And that's going to be the goal of August. So if you're listening to this, chances are you're somebody who listens to the show and or are somebody who is a panelist themselves. So I'm sure I've talked about this, but the plan for August is I'm not starting anything new. So if we have not started it, it will not get started in August. I'm probably only going to record things that I've already got my 20 on and just haven't gotten to yet. And I think that is, everything else will be dailies, which I don't need that many more dailies anyway to finish up August. So that is the plan for August as it stands. Playlist diving. To that point, I finished three panels last week. Frank Turner and the Struts being two of them. I finally finished my American Steel list. So those are, in motion. Those are, we can schedule them at any time. Over the course of these next weeks, Deprogrammed is probably going to be like a top priority because I have not even started on that. Swell Maps as well. But I'm going to put Jack White as a high priority. And then depending on if and or when we ever record this Gorillaz episode, Kishibashi will be next. We started another panel, but I can't remember what the band was. Ceremony we put together in hopes that we would get to it this week. I'm just not hopeful because I'm not going to have a lot of time to listen to music, let alone get through a first pass and make cuts down to 20. But we put it in motion, so perhaps Ceremony, highly doubtful. What's coming up on the rest of the week? So today's obviously Monday. You're listening to this. Tomorrow is Map 2, which is an Andrew episode. We talked about another band that, a band of the month. So if you enjoy that format, tomorrow will be the second one. We recorded it a couple weeks back, and I kept pushing it back to try to line it up with a month. So, you know, it's a couple days off of from when we released the first one. On Wednesday, Anderson's Perfect 10 comes out. So I've loved these Perfect 10s like a great deal. We've got like 6 or 7, I think, canned. I think 3 have come out at this point, so Anderson's will be the 4th. I'm really enjoying the conversations that are coming out of them. So I'd like to keep those going. Jenny had said she was on board for doing one, so I'm going to give her a gentle nudge this week about trying to schedule that. And anybody else who's not done one yet, I'd love to have you around to do one. It's what you consider a perfect 10 record, and then you give me your top 10 perfect 10 records. So you can spin that however you want. You don't have, there is no set rules. You make your own rules. And I think that if you're here and have not listened to those, chances are if you're here, you probably have. But if you've somehow stumbled on this and aren't a subscriber to Deprogrammed, I recommend going and listen to those perfect 10s and then make the dive into like what Deprogrammed is, because you'll get to know the panelists a little bit more. That is what I believe is happening. So the perfect 10 episodes are really great. So, and then on Saturday, it's finally happening because we're inching into August, because Saturday is August the 1st. Green Day Championship Edition, the first episode releases, and they're going to come out over the course of every Saturday in August. So Green Day Championship Edition number 1 comes out this Saturday, and that's the week. I don't know how much listening I'm going to do. I'm going to do as much as I can. And I'm strangely not going to press to record much this week. As much as the ones that are on deck I want to get recorded, as you can tell, I'm not feeling great. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, as of right now, I'm okay. I'm going to have a chance to like take a nap if I need to, and hopefully be good to go come 9 o'clock. Shrug. We'll see. And with that, I guess that's going to do it. We will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Goodbye.